What's going on, y'all? Today we just diving off into the word. I'm gonna be coming out of Matthew chapter 22. If many of you know, or if you don't know, Matthew is one of the disciples of Christ, and he was great at writing down what he seen, to be specific. So when Jesus spoke, he spoke in parables, and I'm gonna pop the definition of parable on the screen so you guys will be following me, because I know we often don't know a lot of these words. So I do word studies. If I just don't know what it means, I probably can pronounce it, but I do word studies. A parable is a short, simple story designed to teach a moral, spiritual, or ethical truth by casting alongside a familiar real-life scene. So he basically using what was modern in that time when Jesus was here. He was using modern situations, help the people relate to what he was talking about. So when Jesus do his, I'm gonna try to relate what was going on in Jesus' time to what's going on today in the current world. So I'm gonna try to speak in parables about now, and use Jesus' parables to translate that. Okay, it says right here in chapter 22. Once more, Jesus spoke to them in parables. The kingdom of heaven is like a king who gave a wedding banquet for his son. He sent servants to summon those invited to the banquet, but they didn't want to come. Alright, so he basically saying this like our daddy throwing us a wedding, and we going and he sent people around to just go tell people to come, but they weren't interested in coming. So he related it to the kingdom of heaven. So again, he sent out other servants and said, tell those who weren't invited, see, I prepared my dinner. My oxen and fattened cattle have been slaughtered, and everything is ready. Come to the wedding banquet. He know us. He came down here in flesh, so he know that humans don't love. They like the one thing we love the most is food, and we love a feast. So imagine them telling we got the steaks, we got the ribs, we got all the food that we love today. The potato chips, the hot fries, we got all that there, and people not showing up. So God's saying he offering this huge reward when we get to heaven, but we got to endure to the end to get there. And like this basically saying like God got everything for us lined up, everything that we could possibly want, hair, cash, scat packs, all that in heaven, but we just turning the cheek from them and settling for food tourists and shit. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? And they say right here, but they paid no attention and they went away, one to his own farm, another to his business, while the rest seized his servants, mistreated them, and killed them. The king was enraged, and he sent out his troops, killed those murdered, and burned down their city. So when they didn't pay any attention, he's saying they went back to living their normal lives. We went to our farms. Most people went to work. Some people go to school. Some people go to college. And some people just start doing their business as if they didn't need God. So in the end, he's saying he's going to destroy them for not turning away and not coming to his wedding, basically not coming to his party that he prepared for you. Imagine preparing all this food for his children, and they still still rejecting you. They still running to the devices of the world, and you know what I'm saying? And still trying to feed themselves when they got a whole feast waiting on them in heaven. So that's really how I'm interpreting that right there. Y'all can let me know if y'all feel anything different, but I feel like that's what that means. This is powerful right here too. Because in verse 8, he said, then he told his servants, the banquet is ready, but those who were invited are not worthy. There's a lot of people being called to heaven, but like, since we ignoring him, we not worthy. Like, he invited us, like, we were God people. Go then to where the roads exit the city and invite everyone you can find to the banquet. So those servants went out on the roads and gathered everyone they found, both good and evil. God calling it. Just because you're in evil, you don't have to stay there. He's calling you out of evil. The wedding banquet was filled with guests. When the king came to see the guests, he saw a man there who was not dressed for a wedding. So he said to him, friend, how did you get here without wedding clothes? The man was speechless. Then the king told the tenants, tie him up, hand and foot, and throw him to the outer darkness, where it will be weeping and gnashing for teeth. For many were invited, but few are chosen. This goes to like the verse that's popular nowadays. Many are called, few are chosen. But what he's saying like this, the man showed up to the wedding and he wasn't dressed. Don't get called and don't get invited to the house of God, because you know your time can come anytime. Like you don't know the day or the hour that you might die. So why play with it and waste your time? I would hate to get to heaven and I'm not dressed for the occasion. This is like the man showed up to the party, to the wedding without his wedding clothes on. God, like, why you got your house shoes on? Why you got slippers in? You know what I'm saying? You supposed to come in a suit. You don't look like you supposed to be here. So he had to kick him out. You can't have that type of thing in a wedding. Just think about it. If you've been waiting your whole life to get married to this lady and your friend show up with Nike slides on and a robe, Like, you know what I'm saying? He gotta kick you out. So when he kick you out, he throwing you to the pits of hell because he called you to heaven. He chose you. He spoke to you and through all these different people while you was alive. And you didn't listen to him. And you didn't change your clothes. You didn't change your lifestyle. That's what he really talking about. He really not talking about clothes. So don't get too caught up on the clothes. But make sure you're in the right attire when God calls you to him. Because many are called, few are chosen. And that's what he really means when we say that. Don't be misled or anything about it.